16, The Cunning but Desperate Plan. Kamikaze returned the day before Saturn's Day Saturday. She was not as cheerful as usual. She drooped around the cell, sighing. Even Fishlegs was worried. Kamikaze came and sat next to Hiccup, beside the barred window. "Maybe," she said sadly, "maybe you can keep a bog burglar under lock and key. I don't understand it. I'm the master escaper. No prison can hold me." "The Romans make good prisons," replied Hiccup. "The only good Roman is a dead Roman," said Kamikaze. Hiccup sighed. "That isn't true. I'm sure there are loads of good Romans. But all the good Romans are probably quietly minding their own business back in Rome. Anyway, Alvin isn't a Roman. He's a Viking, just like us." "Your father really isn't going to send a war party, you know, Hiccup," said Hiccup to Kamikaze gently. Hiccup looked out the window. Kamikaze was right. His father wasn't coming. Maybe he thought the Hiccup wasn't worth it. "Okay," said Hiccup, trying to keep them all from despairing. "I think it's time we make another plan." "I know what we do," cried Kamikaze, drawing her sword with her old swagger back again. "We practice our sword fighting. We die, yes, but we die in style." "No," said Hiccup. "But you're a great sword fighter, for a boy, of course," said Kamikaze, disappointed. "I only sword fight when there's a point to it," said Hiccup. "No, this is the plan. I have this dragon called Zigarastica who owes me a favour." "Ooh, Zigarastica, he sounds scary," said Kamikaze. "Do you think he can help us?" "I don't know," Hiccup admitted. Hiccup felt a little silly shouting somebody who wasn't in the room, but he did so nonetheless, calling, "Zigarastica! Zigarastica! Zigarastica!" 3 times at the top of his voice. "How is this dragon going to get in here when we can't get out?" asked Kamikaze. "You'll see," said Hiccup. Nothing happened for about 3 hours. Hiccup wasn't really expecting this plan to work in his heart of hearts. He was just trying to cheer Kamikaze up, but then there was a faint rustling noise, and the tiny black and red dragon squeezed through the double bars and fluttered round the room. "Don't tell me," said Kamikaze. "Please don't tell me that this dragon is the one that owes you the favour." "Yep," said Hiccup in astonishment. "That's definitely him. How amazing that he came when I called." "This dragon," said Fishlegs, "is even smaller than Toothless. That's really going to help us, isn't it? The entire Roman army is going to be shivering in its shoes when it sets eyes on this dragon, the size of a bumblebee. How can a dragon not much larger than a beetle help us fight a whole Roman legion?" "What were you expecting?" asked Hiccup. "The sea dragon is Giganticus Maximus. Hang on, Toothless, what are you doing?" Toothless was stalking Zigarastica like a cat following a mouse. "Toothless, stop!" yelled Hiccup. I can't eat him. He's our only chance of getting out of here alive." But Toothless hadn't had the pleasure of hunting for a couple of weeks now. He chased a shrieking Zigarastica all around the room until he finally trapped him in a corner of the ceiling and closed his jaws around him. Toothless hovered just out of reach, one cheek bulging, and Zigarastica's furiously swinging tail trailing out of his mouth. "Spit him out!" howled Hiccup, frantically jumping up and trying to grab Toothless by the tail. "I mean it, Toothless! This is not a game! Our lives depend on that narrow dragon!" There's Toothless flying off with Zigarastica, and then they're all trying to catch him. The others, Toothless shot him a naughty look and dodged to the other corner of the room. The others joined in the chase, leaping after Toothless as he swooped from one side of the ceiling to the other, squealing with delight. Kamikaze climbed onto Fishlegs' shoulders, where Hiccup got on a chair and tried to sweep Toothless in her direction with a broom. Unfortunately, Hiccup missed, and the brush cannoned into Kamikaze and Fishlegs, who then knocked over the chair that Hiccup was standing on, and they all landed in a heap on the floor. Toothless somersaulted across the ceiling in his glee. He laughed so hard he nearly dropped Zigarastica. He hadn't had so much fun in ages. "Okay," said Hiccup under his breath to the other two. "I've got a new tactic here. We don't have time for this nonsense," Hiccup said loudly. "Just ignore Toothless and everybody gather around me while I tell you our plan." "Oh, I get it," said Fishlegs. Fishlegs and Kamikaze got into a huddle round Hiccup, who started whispering loudly. Toothless remained on the ceiling, making rude, raspberry noises. Nobody paid him any attention. Eventually, Toothless's curiosity got the better of him. He flapped down to see if he could hear what was being said, and Kamikaze leapt out of the huddle and grabbed him. "Ha!" said Hiccup triumphantly, looking sternly down at the struggling little dragon. "Now, Toothless, drop it!" Toothless crossed his eyes and made a gulping noise with his throat as if he was swallowing. "Ah!" screamed Hiccup. Toothless spat Sigarastica on the floor. "Only joking," he said. Sigarastica was furious, and wouldn't you be? Hiccup put him carefully on the table, and for 5 minutes he refused to say anything at all, concentrating on shaking out his wings and removing Toothless's saliva. "I am so sorry about Toothless, Your Highness," said Hiccup, thinking this little flattery might come in handy. Sigarastica's voice was icy. "If I didn't owe you a favour, oh boys with leg like a heron," he spat, "that dragon would be history." Toothless laughed scornfully. "What are you going to do, tough guy? Tickle Toothless to death?" "Shut up, Toothless," said Hiccup. "Thank you for coming, Sigarastica, and for looking so very, very handsome as well, if I may say so. You have such kingly legs." Sigarastica looked slightly less cross. He admired his own royal knees with approval. "And your wings, the finest I've ever seen. I'll explain what I would like your highness to do." Hiccup told the Nano Dragon his cunning, but truly desperate plan. The Nano Dragon was silent for a moment. "That," he said at last, "is a truly terrible plan." "Told you," said Toothless. Hiccup's plans are always terrible." "You're still alive, aren't you?" retorted Hiccup. "Also," said the Nano Dragon, "that is actually 2 favours, and I have offered you only 1. "Think how cross the fat consul will be," pleaded Hiccup. The Nano Dragon thought about that. He shook out his black and red spotty wings, and Hiccup began to see the suggestion of a smile on his tiny face. "Okay," said Sigarastica, "I'll do it, but don't blame me if it fails. By the way, oh boy with the nose like a small potato, your friends are even uglier than you are. Where did you find these people? Never in my life have I ever seen anybody who looks so much like a lemon sole." He pointed rudely at Fish Legs with one wing, and with that, the little dragon gave a self-important wriggle of his behind and flew out the window. "Did he agree to carry out your plan?" asked Kamikaze. Hiccup nodded, trying to look confident to keep everybody's spirits up. "The things is," he said, "I don't think in this kind of weather they'll be able to hold those games tomorrow anyway. I've seen the arena from the window, and it's knee-deep in water. The ground is far too wet and swippy for gladiatorial combat. With any luck, the rain will make them cancel the whole thing." Well, I don't think they did, because chapter 17 is called The Circus on Saturday, so I think it will go ahead. See you tomorrow.